Hey guys, welcome back. Um, so this is the second time I'm actually recording this video. The first time you could hear my fan in the background, so I decided to re-record it because it might have been a little annoying. Anyways, this is a Darkblade deck. I made this deck because my friend that has been uh, let's just say that the last time he really played the game was about maybe 8 or 10 years ago when we were little kids. Um, and that was also the last time he made a deck like we played in real life. Um, and even back then, like most of the time, this was before like we really knew about ordering cards online, and spending money on that kind of thing. So we just got like tins and packs at like our grocery stores and stuff, and we would make decks just with the cards we had. And so like his decks, to say the least, are kind of outdated. It's not very good. I mean, the guy's been out of the game for a while, so what do you expect, right? And so I made this deck to help him test his decks that he's making, and get better at get better at making decks, because the last time he played the game was synchros had just been out, or they had they were not out yet, or maybe they were just got released or something. Anyways, let's get right into it. Triple Dark Blade. Obviously, this is a Dark Blade deck, so you got to run Triple Dark Blade, right? This is your main focal point of the deck. The deck is mostly just to pump up Dark Blade. Uh, there's no super strategy in the deck. It's mostly just Dark Blade Turbo, just pump Dark Blade. So over deck, so I'm running Triple Dark Blade. He's pretty easy to search and get on the field because he's level 4, and he's got 18 attack, which is pretty nice. Anyways, double Dark Blade, the captain of the evil world. I would run triple of this if the equipped monsters could equip to him, but they cannot, and he's not normal, so you can't special summon with unexpected die, and his effect is kind of negligible. I mean, it's not very good. I mean, you can banish a dark monster from the grave and target one level 4 lower light monster your opponent controls equipped to this card. And if this card field will be destroyed, destroy the equipped monster instead. That's not very good. I mean, it might be okay if it's spell speed 2. I don't think it is though. So it's like, it's just not that great. I mean, I'm running him because he's a beat stick. And this is a Dark Blade deck, so you gotta run Dark Blade, right? Even if it's the captain of the evil world. So I'm running 2 of him. He's also dark, which is nice. One Kiryu. I said this in my original video, but you guys won't see it. I'm basically only running this because it's Dark Blade support sort of, and I like the card. It's cool. It's but it's kind of hard to get out because it's level 5. I'm only running 1 because it is level 5 and it's not level 4. So yeah, 1 Kiryu. I'll talk about later some support cards that I'm running, like tech cards that I'm running to sort of make it easier to summon this guy and get him on the field without having to tribute. I mean, there's options to tribute, but I'm running triple of the Pitch Dark Dragon. This guy's a lot easier to get on the field and search out because he's level 3, and he's also got a lot of synergy in the deck. So I'm running triple just because of those reasons, and he's dark, so he's got a lot of synergy in that aspect as well, because this deck is mostly dark monsters, and he's a dragon, so it's got synergy in that aspect. I'll talk about it later. I'm running a small Phantom Knight engine. I mean, I guess it's kind of medium-sized Phantom Knight engine, because to increase consistency and like plays and stuff. I talked about this before, but this deck is not meant to be like super meta. It's mostly meant to just be like a fun deck that I mess around with, helping my friend, because this deck is nowhere near as good as anything that I have made, like you know, with meta cards and stuff. I mean, it's still pretty. It's got a good consistency and it's pretty decent. But like, all my decks really just cream my friend's decks, and I feel bad, you know. So I made this deck to help him, because nobody learns just by getting creamed. You know, it's got to be like so. Anyways, I'm running 2 gloves, 2 cloak, and triple boots. I'm running this combo just because, you know, the boots can push summon himself, so bring 3 plays. That's the only reason I'm running triple. I would run just 2 if he couldn't, but I'm running triple of boots because he can push summon himself, simply. Here's my small engine of, I mean, I guess talk about this first. I'm running the Dark Armed because most of the deck is dark. And like all of the Phantom Knight monsters can banish themselves from the graveyard, so it's really easy to control the amount of darks in the graveyard. To summon Dark Armed, obviously he needs 3, exactly 3. So, and here's my small engine, like sort of support engine to summon your Pitch Dark Dragon. Obviously, I'm running the triple Mass Dragon to summon the Pitch Dark Dragon from the deck. He also like floats into himself, and then you float into the Pitch Dark Dragon. And I'm running the Red Eyes Metal Dragon for the same reason, because you can banish a Mass Dragon and summon like Kiryu from your hand. That's the main reason I'm running him. Or you can banish a Pitch Dark Dragon and summon a Kiryu. But it's like a small dragon engine, I guess. Because, you know, anything, right? Anything you can use to make it more consistent and make it a little bit better, I guess. And then I'm running the 1 Spell Striker just because he can special summon himself. He's level 3 as well. And you can just tribute him for Kiryu. That's basically the main reason. He's also a warrior, so you can search him. Anyways, I'm running double Unexpected Die. I was running triple this card, but I think 2 is plenty because you see this card enough, and 3 is just cloggy. You are running triple Dark Blade, but you are going to be searching it with other things in the deck. And there's, you know, a decent amount of draw power as well. So, double Unexpected Die. Yeah, obviously it's to get out the Dark Blade because he's your main focal point of the deck. Because you want to this deck is basically just boost Dark Blade, make him, you know, have as much attack points as you possibly can. Triple Allure of Darkness. This deck is basically dark monsters. There's 4 non-dark monsters in the entire deck, which are the Triple Mass Dragon and the Spell Striker. But there's like a bunch of dark monsters. So, Allure of Darkness. Obviously, it's one of the best deck thinning draw cards in the game. Fusion Conscription. This card is your main search card for your Dark Blade and your Pitch Dark Dragon. Yeah, simply it's just your main searcher. That's you know, it's all I gotta say about that. Any cards that let you search obscure cards are pretty nice. And it just so happens that this deck has a fusion monster, so triple of that just because you want your Dark Blade and Pitch Dark Dragon, because those are your Dark Blade equipped with Pitch Dark Dragon is 2200 attack points, which is actually, you know, it's a pretty big beat stick, especially in terms of like I think like 2008 Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that when my friend and I were playing. So 1 poly just to summon the fusion monster. I don't really summon the fusion monster all that much. Originally I was running triple when I first made the deck, but I moved it down to 2, and then I was like, I don't really want to summon the fusion monster all that much. The fusion monster's not that great, so I put it at 1, just because I do have the option to summon the fusion monster. That's why I'm running 2 actually, just because if I do summon the fusion monster, I don't want Fusion Conscription to be dead in my hand. You know, I want a target just in case. So just the 1 poly. 1 Reinforcement Army. Like half the deck is level 4 lower warriors, like all of these guys as well, like all of the Phantom Knight cards and the Spell Striker as well. So 1 Monster Reborn, I've talked about this in basically all my videos. Monster Reborn is a card that you need to run in every single deck you make. There's no reason not to run Monster Reborn. Even if it's like dead, you know, you're not gonna get any value out of it. I have Twin Twisters in here. I can discard it with Twin Twisters. It's kind of a waste, but like, you know, there's still an option. And speaking of, I am running to double Twin Twisters because this deck didn't have any back row control, and I figured I'd stick some in. So the double twin twisters. Like I said before, actually, um, this deck is like a beat stick sort of a deck. It's just beat down your opponent. Um, Pump Darkblade, and so I figured because my friend, he doesn't know about links and Ixies and stuff like that. Like he's, like I said, he just got in the, like, he was in the game like during synchros, and like I think I played against him when links or when Ixies just came out, like in real life. So I mean, he definitely didn't have any. So Burden of the Mighty, obviously, this is like a beatdown deck, so you want your opponents to have it as least attack as possible, and your monsters have it most or as much attack as possible. So double Burden of the Mighty. You can take this card out. You don't have to run it. It's not very good in today's meta. So, but I mean, you got to go into this like this deck is not meant to be run at like any kind of competitive scene. Like this is a deck you play with your friends when you just want to put on your nostalgia goggles for Darkblade sort of thing, right? So triple of the frontline base. This is a Union deck because these are Union monsters. You can only summon Pitch Dark Dragon, but this card does have Pitch Dark Dragon and Darkblade on the artwork, so I figured I would run it. And to top it off, when you summon Darkblade and you have this on the field, you can just special summon Pitch Dark Dragon, and now you have a 22 beater for basically free. And then like next turn something, you can special summon your Pitch Dark Dragon from being equipped to your Darkblade, and now you have a rank 3 play and another level 4 on the field, so you can make a rank 4 play as well. And then you just have that extra monster. And if you wanted to, you could just like banish the Pitch Dark Dragon for a Darkness Metal, and then like summon your Kiryu or something. So that's always an option. Yeah, triple frontline base. This card's pretty good in this deck. Originally I was running the Fogblade, but this card's way better in this deck because it's basically Pump Darkblade Turbo, like I've said. So this card pumps by 500, and this card pumps by 800. This card has a persistent 500, even if the card leaves the field, and it protects once during the turn you activate it from card effects or battle. So that's why I'm running triple. You can search it pretty easily with the boots or the cloak. Generally, you're going to want to search the boots with the cloak, and then use the boots to search your back row. But yeah, triple of the wing and triple of the sword, just because, it's Pump Darkblade Turbo, and these cards are trap cards that pump, and, it's really sneaky. So, yeah, that's it for the main deck. 42 cards. It's not that much, but it's definitely a lot lower than 60. So, anyways, here, moving on to the extra deck. Double of the Darkblade the Dragon Knight, like I said before. I'm running 2 because I'm running the 1 poly. You can just not run the poly and run 1, but you definitely want to have at least 1 for Fusion Conscription. You're not really going to be summoning this guy very much. He takes an extra X spot for basically the same thing as Darkblade equipped with the Pitch Dark Dragon. But I guess he does have the added effect of banishing 3 monsters up to 3 monsters when it does damage to your opponent. I originally thought this card was a dragon. I mean, it should be, definitely. So I was like, oh, I'll just run Dragon's Mirror. And, when I get my utility out of Darkblade and Pitch Dark Dragon, I'll just, activate Dragon's Mirror and summon the fusion. But it's not a dragon. It's a warrior for some reason. So, anyways, 1 Dark Rebellion, just because I'm running the Breaksword at 2. Obviously, you can pop the Breaksword. You can have Breaksword pop itself, and then special summon 2 of the Phantom Knights from the graveyard. They both become level 4, and you can only summon Darks, so that's why I'm running the Dark Rebellion. One Tornado Dragon, one Castel, obviously. One Grenosaurus. I'm running the one Grenosaurus because you can have this card in the field and then just activate one of these guys and pump Grenosaurus up, and then you get the damage off as well as getting 1,000 burn damage. So double of the break sword, just for front row and back row control, and like a smallish beat stick. He's also dark, so he's got some synergy there. And a 2 of the Grand Pulse, just for more back row control. And he's got 2,800 defense, so that's pretty high. 1 Levy Air, because this deck banishes a lot, especially with the triple Allure and the like 7 Phantom Net card monsters that banish themselves. So this card's at 1. You won't really summon this card very much. You won't really go into rank 3s in this deck that much. Only really with these guys, or if you like special summon a Pitch Dark Dragon with frontline base and then normal summon like a Mass Dragon or something and go for rank 3. But you know, that's also one of the good things about frontline base is you can just special summon a Pitch Dark Dragon and then normal summon a Mass Dragon and go for rank 3. So 1 Levier, 1 Skull Dread. I like this card in most of my decks just because it's also another option to summon Kiryu. And it's another one of those pumping cards. Like I said before, this deck is basically just pump Darkblade Turbo. So, one of the Phantom Knights Link monsters, and then I'm going to attempt to, I guess it's Rusty Bardage. I don't know how to say that. It's a weird word. This deck is mostly dark monsters, so, and you can use it to get your pumping trap cards. So, and you can also, excuse me, you can use it to send like boots to the graveyard, so you can like get both of the trap cards if you want to. So it's got a lot of utility there. And then 1 of the Isolde. This deck is like half warriors, so, and you can also use it to search out Darkblade if you want to. You won't be summoning this very much. I feel like you'll be summoning Apprentice Witchling more, because this card falls more in line with the objective of the deck, which is pump Darkblade Turbo. You know, because this gives all dark monsters 500 attack, and obviously most of the deck is dark. So anyways, that's the extra deck and the main deck. These cards are negligible. Let me know if I was gonna say I really like this deck. Let me know if you like this deck as well, or if you have fun with this deck. Leave a comment, I guess. Let me know if you've got some nostalgia for Darkblade. I had this card when I was a kid. I think I only had like 1 copy or something. But I always liked the artwork. It's really cool. Reminds me of like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.